Rev up your engines! Here is a brand new 2026 Honda CR-V hybrid. Is it something you should run out and buy right away? Is it something you should run away from? Now here's the vehicle itself. Very comparable to a Toyota Rav4. They've been making CR-Vs for a long time. This is a hybrid sport. And here is the list price. $42,130. Now Hondas and Toyotas have been battling back and forth, CR-Vs, Rav4s. This is the 30th year of these, so they've been making them for quite some time. And seeing that a lot of people are interested in hybrid vehicles, compare this to the hybrid Rav4, you'll pay a little bit more for the hybrid Rav4. This gets a little bit better gas mileage than the Rav4 does. And one thing, if you have no patience at all, like most Americans, these things are in stock. Try finding a hybrid Rav4. The guy waited 9 months to get one. His friend said, "Why did you wait so long?" He said, "Well, that's what I wanted," and he waited. Well, his other friend got in a wreck. He got one of these instead. He said, "I'm not waiting, I want a car now," all right? So, if they're in stock, kind of tells you something about the vehicles. Now, as we look under the hood, the Atkinson cycle, like all these hybrids, it's 2 liters. It's not some tiny 1.5. It's a 2-liter engine. It's a good size engine, and it's hooked up to an eCVT transmission. This isn't like the regular CVT. The eCVTs are extremely reliable. They've been making these things for a long time. The Toyota Prius has a very similar system, and historically speaking, it's kind of interesting. You have the gas engine that can generate electricity, and you have a battery that can drive the car. They're very similar systems now, and they're both extremely dependable. So it's not like one is a piece of junk and one is great. They're both extremely dependable systems. They're very complex. This isn't somebody that a backyard mechanic under shade tree is going to be working on. But they're very similar systems now. So you don't really have to think, well, are they different? No, they're pretty much the same type of system. Toyota makes one, Honda makes the other, and they both have pretty good track records of having pretty dependable vehicles. And gas mileage wise, this one gets a little bit better gas mileage than the Rav4 does. The Rav4 is a little more horsepower, 236. This is a little over 200. But they both ride pretty much the same. Now, back in the day, the Toyotas were really underpowered. That's one of the reasons that the Priuses, they lasted so long, and now they're not selling that many Priuses, even though Toyota has zooped up the Prius engine to put out more horsepower. People that wanted something that had a little more zip will go out and get a Honda because it had a little more zip than the Toyota does. These hybrid systems are so close. We'll see what happens when we road test it, and I'll tell you what the comparison is with the hybrid Rav4. But you can see from a maintenance standpoint, there's a lot of room in this thing, right? Eventually, if it has to be worked on, you don't have to reach in little tiny spaces. It's got a lot of working space. It's a relatively big vehicle, so it's got a lot of space in it. It's not like it's a crammed on working space. And like I said, it's a hybrid. There's the high voltage wires. It's something that you're not going to be doing your own maintenance on. Realize that, and the Toyota's the same way. They're not do-it-yourself maintenance cars. They normally don't need much maintenance though. Take a look inside. This is the sport version. Got really nice interior. I like the red stitching. Extremely comfortable seats. And as we look in the back seat, okay, decent leg room, heating, air conditioning, some nice seat ports there. Enough for 3 people if you want. A nice trunk, and of course the seats go down. You can haul a lot of stuff with one of these. Humongous armrest for people with big arms, right? Let's start her up. Of course, it doesn't mean it's going to do anything. Oh, it's starting up because it's cold. Nice setup. It's all digital, of course. Nice size screen, easy to reach. Right, turn the fan down. We don't need all that noise. And you can see, you can turn airbags off if you want or on. Got a lot of charging ports. Has the indirect charging, so you can stick your phone there and not even have to plug it in. You have various drive modes you can do. We got sport, normal, economy. You want to get better gas mileage, or you want to drive like a maniac, you keep it in sport. And realize this is a hybrid, so it has an eCVT transmission in it. They haven't had any particular problems with them, and we'll see how it goes when we drive down the road. Now this is all-wheel drive, which of course you get a little bit worse gas mileage. You can see so far it's got 29.3 miles per gallon. It's only got 81 miles on it. So, you know, this is just a demo model at the dealer, so it's going to be driven pretty hard. You get better than that on the highway, and better than that normally if you're not driving hard. But let's face it, what do most people do when they're road testing a car to see if they want to buy it? They're going to drive it hard, right? So the gas mileage is going to go down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And as you can see over here, it's got the warning systems for collision avoidance. There's that. That's on it. And on the other side too, it's got intelligent cruise control, which my wife loves because she's kind of afraid of cruise control. She thinks the car's going to go wild, right? Of course, our cruise control cars are all 20 to 30 years old. When the system didn't work all that great, you go downhill, they just accelerate anyways. You have it on 60, it'll be 80 by the time you get to the bottom of the hill. But no, this has intelligent cruise control, works quite well. It also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'd only care about Android Auto because I hate Apple devices, but if you have either, you can use it. It does have the obligatory SUV sunroof. I think they're silly, but a lot of people want them for some strange reason. It has Honda's advanced airbag system. You get airbags all over the place with this thing. For those of you who want the most convenience in the world, it has 2 settings for the seats, automatic settings for the seats, and it's got heated seats. You can see 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, of course, if you're thinking about buying a vehicle like this, you got to make a decision of what you want, right? This is all-wheel drive. You pay a little bit extra for all-wheel drive, worse gas mileage, and whenever you blow a tire, you have to buy 4 tires. So, put that in your thinking cap and decide, do I really need 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive? Some people really feel like they need it. I understand the people in Vermont, in Maine, yeah, it snows a lot. Well, on certain parts of it, it snows a lot. You probably really want to have all-wheel drive. My neighbor just got a Subaru. He got it because it was all-wheel drive, and he's got a place in New Hampshire that's in the mountains, and there's snow all over the place. He even has to put 4 snow tires on it. So, that you decide yourself. Let's say you live in a regular urban environment, and you're not worried about horrible roads, and it doesn't snow 6 feet a year. You might think, well, maybe I'll spend less, get better gas mileage, and drive a 2-wheel drive car. But if you want all-wheel drive, now at least you know you'll pay a little bit more, get a little bit worse gas mileage, and you'll have to buy 4 tires whenever you have a blowout because of the design of these transmission systems. They have to have 4 tires that are exactly the same tread. They can't be different. So just realize that in the long run. Now, one big positive of the CRV is these 2-liter engines. Honda, as far as I'm concerned, makes the best 2-liter engines in the world. They put 2-liter engines in their S2000 sports cars. They're very good at making 2-liter engines, so that's not something you're going to have to worry about in this vehicle. The engine is pretty much bulletproof. And the transmissions, it is an eCVT. It's not a regular CVT with belts and crap. It's an electronic CVT, just like the Toyota electronic CVTs, and they're hybrids, and they have a very good track record of not having any problems, as long as you don't drive into floodwaters. Okay? This is a hybrid car with a lot of voltage, an ECV transmission. If this thing got flooded and the water covered the engine, goodbye. You do not want to get near water with any hybrid car. So, if it's flooding, go to the high ground. Go to a parking lot that's got, 10 levels. Go to level 10 so you don't get flooded out. Now, it's relatively high up in the air. It's not one of these cars like a Prius that's a 1/4 inch off the ground, and water will flood them extremely easily. It's a decent heights vehicle. It's not an off-road vehicle. It wasn't meant to be an off-road, but you don't have to worry about a little bit of water in the road. But if there's a big flood coming, you don't want to drive through it in these things. Of course, with a Rav4, you get a plug-in. If you've even followed the figures, hybrids are flying off the shelves like hotcakes. Plug-in hybrids are not. Of course, they cost more, and since they have such a big, heavy battery, they got to carry all that weight around, and it turns out that Americans are too lazy to plug things in. Like, who didn't see that one coming, right? So the supposed saving of having a plug-in hybrid, you can plug it into your house, drive on electricity. Granted, the Rav4 hybrid plug-in, I got customers with them, and they've been able to go up to 55 miles, even on highway speeds, just on electricity. But you got to keep plugging the thing in, right? This is a regular hybrid. It charges itself with the engine. You don't have to deal with any of this plugging anything anywhere. You have no range anxiety. They got a lot of range, and you just fill them up with gas, and you don't have to think about plugging it in. Plug-in hybrids are kind of a failure because they're in between. People who are crazy enough, as far as I'm concerned, to want to buy a fully electric car, hey, they don't want one that's got a gas engine too. People who have a gas engine, they're interested in getting better gas mileage and power like this thing, but they're not interested in plugging it into their house and having to charge it up for hours. So, probably smart that they didn't even mess in with plug-in hybrids, because plug-in hybrids, at least in the United States, are pretty much a massive failure. People aren't interested in them for all those reasons. Plus, they cost more too. And I mean, hey, are you willing to pay that much more money for something that you might not use? Because then you'd have to have a charger at your house, put in a 220 charger, buy that. Electricians charge a lot of money to hook those things up to your garage. So let's take this thing for a spin. Before we do, you can see these are stylish wheels. Honda's actually patented them. And this is a new car, and you can see has a wheel lock on it. Now, even though it's a new car, it didn't come with wheel locks, but people were going to the Honda dealer and stealing the wheels off the cars because they like them so much, so they got to put wheel locks on them at the own dealership to keep people from stealing them because they're such a popular wheel. That's the one thing I always warn people about wheels. You know, if you're gonna have fancy wheels, you better have some kind of lock on it, and you might even think about buying supplementary insurance. I have customers that actually do that. They get supplementary insurance for tires and wheels. So if something goes wrong, then it's not on their dime, it's insured. That's something you might think about if you're going to get fancy wheels. So here we go. We'll start her up. Wide angle, big enough that even an old guy like me can see what's happening. Just don't want to look to the side though. Especially if, like me, you got a neighbor with a bunch of trucks that might come flying out at you. So you still have to look around. But it is a nice camera, I gotta say. And you can see extremely smooth. Now the motor isn't warmed up yet, so it's idling a little high because it's cold out today. It has a digital speedometer and a fake analog one. You can see it says 345, but it also has the little number moving on its digital readout. And let's check out how it rides on these horrible Rhode Island roads, notorious for being the worst roads in the nation. Here comes one, and pretty smooth for an SUV. The old CRVs, when I worked on them decades ago, they have been making these for 30 years. They really were bouncing around. They run forever. Had a customer with 350,000 miles on it, bounced, clattered, made all kinds of noise, but it was still driving down the road. A little bit of rain started to come down. Nobody there. Here we go. We'll give it some gas. And it is zippy, okay? It's got some zip to it. Got a nice sound too, really. I am impressed by this eCVT transmission. It is not like a regular CVT, laggy doggy. You step on the gas, away you go. Pretty good performance. We'll see how it handles in a second. Driving with one hand on the wheel, right? We'll take this corner a little bit faster than normal, and no problems at all. It handles quite well. Hondas always did handle quite well. They were more of a driver's car than take a Rav4. Now let's check something out. I want to see if it makes a difference. Okay, let's put this baby in a different mode. Oh, it's even got a snow mode. Cool, look, it's got a snow mode. Let's go sport. See what that does. Because the zippy driving I was doing was just regular mode. Let's see if it's zippier in sport mode. Here we go. Oh yeah, it is sportier. It makes a difference. Man alive, does it make a difference. Woo! Because you won't be getting 40, 42 miles a gallon driving like that, but hey, it's a lot more fun. See, it's got the speed limit sign too, but it's wrong. It says 35 and it's only 20 here. It's lying to me. All the accoutrements of a modern car. It's got dual heating, air conditioning for each side. You can make them different if you want, whatever. So now that you're taking a ride in the thing, I gotta say, I was impressed. A lot of times you put them in sport mode, eco mode, doesn't make any difference. That thing was really humming in sport mode. And what really impressed me was they have this ECT transmission pretty well perfected. That thing, if you wouldn't have told me it was an ECVT and blindfolded me put in the car, I would have had no idea, because it feels like a regular transmission. It's got some nice guts to it. A lot of the CVTs, you know, they don't. They just don't. Interestingly enough, the Toyota, only with the gasoline engine, has a CVT with the launch gear. Their CVTs that are in hybrids are just like these. They don't have launch gears or anything, and they're very similar systems. But looking at Honda's heritage, this 2-liter hybrid engines got some get up and go. If you've been in hybrids and you just said, that thing was a dog, or I didn't like the way it shifted, my advice is just go road test one of these things, because it is a big difference. For example, I had a customer, his wife bought a Honda Civic with a CVT, regular CVT, right? And the husband hated it. He said, I don't like it. I like one with regular gears, right? The wife didn't care. It was a great gas mod cheating, but the husband didn't like it. He didn't get to road test the car before they bought it, right? So if you're thinking about one of these, my advice is road test it. They're well-made cars. There's no arguing that. The whole point is, do you like the way it drives? The kind of gas mods they get, do you really want all-wheel drive or do you want two-wheel drive? You know, why pay for something that you don't necessarily need? But hey, if you're the type of person that you want to drive and get the best gas mods, leave it in economy mode. It won't be as zippy. It still goes, right? And I mean, maybe you want to go fast once in a while. Put it in sport mode, go faster a little, and then put it back in the economy mode. It's all electronic. You can do it on the fly. It take anything to do it. So now you know the truth about a brand new 2026 CRV hybrid, so you can make an intelligent choice, and maybe just let your mind go wild and say, the heck with intelligent choices. It's really fast. I think I'll get this thing. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.